And an exciting journey. And you know how we have this comparinitis, don't we, where we compare ourselves to people. And in the early days, I always used to be like comparing myself, and I was like, I'm a mum, I've got a juggling family. But it's been a journey, and I've had my highs and my lows. I've made mistakes, I've made success. And that's, for any of you in business will know, that's the real journey, as it were. But I'm super excited to be sharing everything with you tonight. I know I did a sneaky webinar the other day in Entrepreneur City, and I was sharing the big product that made me 60k, well 80k nearly, over the Black Friday weekend. And I'm going to be sharing with you what product that is. So if you've already heard the product, keep it shush before I come to it. So I'm going to be giving you loads of product ideas. I'm going to be sharing with you all of my strategies and how to maximize Black Friday this year, and also give you a taste and a strategy for 2025. Because if there's ever a time to sell a product, it is Black Friday and Q4, with it being Christmas, because half of my income comes from October, November, December, because it's that big a time. And really, everybody knows, don't they? Like, it's not a surprise, I suppose, because I'm sure in the past you may have spent a little bit too much at Christmas time. It's the time that we spend a bit more, isn't it? And I know I always say I'm not getting carried away this year. I'm not gonna spend too much, and I always spend over my budget of what I plan. So have a think back to last year. Even if you didn't shop on Black Friday, some of you may, some of you might not have, because it used to be like a US thing, didn't it? And now it's becoming a global thing with Black Friday. But have a think back to what you bought last year. Was it the Ninja air fryer? Because Ninja did 10 million just on Amazon in December last year. So there's always a product, isn't there, every year? And it might be something for the kids or something for us. I know there was the fidget spinner many years ago. There was the Uddy a couple of years ago. So maybe let me know in the chat, because I'm always nosy on what products that you bought last Christmas, because it helps us with this whole product research. So let me just share my screen, because I've got some slides for you. Let's do that. There we go, beginnings. So this is what I was sharing today, actually, about the product that made me 80 grand nearly over the weekend. And I took this screenshot on Black Friday, and it was an amazing time, you know, because obviously, like I say to you, it hasn't been plain sailing. There's been ups and downs along the way. To make that in one day on Black Friday was absolutely huge. And I'm not, if you follow me on the socials, I'm not somebody that tends to share the money shots. But because I was doing this masterclass, I wanted to show you the power of Black Friday. And I'm going to share with you what product that was as well. And for those of you that signed up as well to the masterclass, I told you that I'd be sharing with you my 5 best products to sell over Black Friday. So I'll be sharing a little PDF with you towards the end. I'm also going to be sharing with you an opportunity to get involved in my Amazon challenge. I did it last year. And of course, I'm sure you're not surprised that you're coming on a masterclass, and I'll be sharing something that you can come and work with me together and launch your first product on Amazon. So I'll be sharing that towards the end as well. Also, Jeanette, if you can see people joining, just let them in if you can. Don't worry if you can't, we'll just have to watch the replay or go on Facebook. But if you see them pop in, just add them in. So I'm going to be sharing with you those 5 best products towards the end, and also a little bit about the Amazon challenge. I did the Amazon challenge the first time last year, and I wasn't sure how it would work out, because most people work with me for over 12 months, because I'm a big believer that, you know, we see all this crap, don't we, online all the time about, you know, like I've done with the 50 grand screenshot, but, you know, make 6 figures in X amount of days. But actually, to grow a profitable business And of course, you know, it takes time, doesn't it? It's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to, even with my Amazon challenge at the end, there's no way that I'm going to say you're going to make 6 figures before Black Friday. It's just not going to happen. So I'm a real realist on building a business. But what it will show, what it will do is show you the process and get your first product up and selling for Black Friday, and get those first sales rolling in. And I'm going to share some of the results from last year. So just some stats, because I absolutely love these stats. That last year with Black Friday, Amazon just in the US did 9.8 billion in sales. And I started in the US in 2013 just because I was following a US guy. And so I sell in the US and the UK, and absolutely huge, 230 million shoppers. Why do we shop on Amazon? Let me know in the chat, because I know why I shop on Amazon. And even though I have these debates all the time on Facebook with people saying, you know, Amazon's got rid of the high street, and, you know, it's taken over, Jeff Bezos owes all of this tax and VAT and all of this kind of negativity. At the end of that debate, I'll say, but do you shop on Amazon? And a lot of them will say, yeah, they do. I love my single-handed shops. I am feeling a bit sad about the high street, but it's the way we've gone, isn't it, with the online shopping? And actually, we all shop on Amazon because we get it quick. We know we can get the product quick, and we know we can return the item as well. We trust Amazon, don't we? And here's another stat as well, that over 1 billion items were purchased over Black Friday. So it's absolutely huge. It's a monster, Amazon, compared to, you know, eBay, Etsy, etc. And what I really love about that stat is that actually half of those products were from independent sellers like me and some of my students, and what could be you in the future. Half of those products, 500 million, because we think that a lot of the time we're buying off Amazon, don't we? But actually, there's a lot of small sellers and medium-sized businesses on Amazon as well that we forget about. So you are supporting where we say, you know, everyone thinks Jeff Bezos is getting all of the profits, and he is getting a bloody fair share. But there are a lot of small businesses that are selling on the likes of Amazon too. And this is the growth from Black Friday just in the US. Now, these last two you'll see were predicted. And as I said on the last one, it was 9.8 billion. So it was predicted to hit 10 billion, and it hit 9.8. And so we'll definitely hit over the 10 this year. So you can see since I started in 2013, the growth that Amazon has had, and that is just in the US. We've got a similar picture in the UK. I was trying to find a bit of a screenshot. Obviously, it's not as big. The UK is actually the 3rd largest marketplace. It's the US to begin with, then Germany, and then UK. Weirdly, the Germans shop more on Amazon than us, which is usually quite surprising for people. So it's, the opportunity is there, basically. And Black Friday, as I say, in Q4 is absolutely huge. So here's just some students of mine. Just wanted to kind of get your taste buds flowing and thinking of those products, because sometimes it's not such a really unusual product. This was just a leather wallet that did really well at kind of Black Friday and Christmas. This was a cuddly toy. What else have we got? Christmas trees. So a lot of people, in fact, see if you can guess when the first people start buying Christmas trees. A lot of you saying quick delivery here, next day delivery, reasonable price, last minute children's stuff. I do that. You know, when it's like someone's birthday or somebody forgot, I know it's going to get there the next day. So it's like quick, isn't it, when you forget something? January, not quite. August, people bloody start buying Christmas trees in August. Lorena's saying, I'm in the US and it's August. Yeah, August. I was like, I'm still on my holidays. So it's everyday kind of products, isn't it? And you kind of, you know, it's not going to be rocket science for you to think of the products that are going to sell during the holidays and during Christmas time. So how do we pick the right product? I have, as I say, I've got lots of different students that I coach on this, and everybody, it's probably the number one question that people ask me. I don't want to pick a bad product. I want to pick the right product. And I sort of see it as slow selling products and fast selling products, because there's everyday items like, a garlic press, something that happened to me recently. My garlic press broke mid crushing garlic. And so I went on Amazon later and ordered another one, because I knew I just wouldn't get around to it by the next time I needed it if I didn't get it then. And then there are other products like gift sets or letterbox gifts, that kind of stuff, presents, Christmas products. There are kind of more unusual, hot, trending products. I did a lip plumper, which was a ridiculous item. It's for women who inject their lips, who didn't want to inject their lips. So it was a non-invasive lip plumper. And I knew it would have a time limit. And I predicted it would be like a 3-month product lifespan, but it actually was about 6 or 7 in the end. And it was just such a ridiculous product. But I knew that a lot of the time I search for products on eBay, and I know that people want to get a next day delivery or a quick product on Amazon. So you can sell a product that you can find on eBay that people will want quicker, or may want a premium version of that product. So the best way to start when you're looking at products is literally have a look at what you buy. There's a lot of Amazon gurus and experts and coaches say, don't go for products that you love, but I disagree with them. And the reason why they say it is, we don't want to be just going for products that we love that we're not going to make money from. But I think we can go for products that we love that we can make money from, and do both. Because like any business, if you're selling products you don't really like or hate, or even the lip plumper, even though I wouldn't have used it, I thought it was a fun product, so I liked it. You're just not going to have much passion around it. I remember working with somebody that did those insect repellent plugins. He made an absolute fortune, but then he never really launched another product. He just went off and spent it and invested in something else. So to build a profitable Amazon business, I think pick a niche of products that you have. It doesn't have to be a massive hobby, but that you either order yourself, or you buy a lot for your kids or your husband or partner, and you've got some kind of interest in it, because it's harder selling something that you haven't. So look at what you've recently bought on Amazon or Etsy or eBay or TikTok Shop. Have a look at multiple platforms and write a list of 10 products. Have a look at social platforms like Instagram. When I sold a whole range of bamboo products, I was following a load of different shops, and then they were advertising to me. So I got to see like the new latest sort of eco-friendly products. So brainstorm initially, because there's 2 parts to product research. There's product selection, where you might say, right, I'm into health and well-being. I'm going to brainstorm a load of health and fitness products. I'm going to look on the Amazon bestsellers. I'm going to look what's happening in the US compared to the UK, or the UK compared to the US. I'm going to look on eBay. I'm going to look on TikTok Shop. I'm going to look on Etsy. I'm just going to brainstorm what I think is the hot products now, because Amazon does give us all that information, the bestsellers. And you can also go on to amazon.com/live, and it will show you influencers that are a little bit like TikTok Shop, if you've ever been on TikTok Lives, and they'll show you all the hot products that are coming in. So brainstorm, that's the first part. Brainstorm just a couple of niches. So don't have like 2 products from beauty, 2 products from health and fitness, and 3 products from electrical goods. Just pick a couple of niches max and brainstorm like 5 products of each. And then the second part is validation. So it's product selection is the first, and then validation is the second part. And validation is where we get serious about the numbers, and we want to see which products are selling correctly and fast and every day, but are not too competitive. And then we've also got to think about why would someone buy our product. So I use a tool called Jungle Scout. Oh, hold on. It's not got the screenshot. Let me go back. Let me get the Jungle Scout one. Oh, it's disappeared. Where's my Jungle Scout one gone? I did have, I'll tell you what, at the end, I will show you. In fact, I wonder if I've still got it up on here. Yeah, I think I might still have it. This was the screenshot. So this was Cuddly Toys in the US. Let me go on here. Let me wait for Jungle Scout to load. Let me let a few more people in. So Jungle Scout is a Chrome extension. It'll scan the page for me. So I'm going to do this with you live. I actually just did the screenshot in the presentation, but somehow I managed to delete that slide. So this is telling me that there's 1,300 monthly sales. There's an average of 25k revenue and the average price is $22. There's the average number of ratings, so reviews are over 3,000. But what's great is the opportunity score, which is medium demand, low competition. These top ones are paying to be there on page one. So that's why they're probably newly launched and they're not getting many sales as yet. But if I scroll down here, I can see that this is really the first one. This one's doing 119 sales a day. This one's doing 237. And then I can see the monthly revenue of what the potential in this market would be. And then what I also would do is look at the reviews to see whether there's room for me in the market. So you see these have got loads of reviews. That's going to be hard to compete with these. So I'll be looking for people who've got less than 1,000. So there's one here that's still doing 36,000, even though it's got less than 1,000, 117. So there's as long as there's like 5 or 6, which there are, that have got low numbers of reviews, I know I can compete in that market. So we need to have a look to check that there's enough demand in this marketplace for this product and that there's fairly low competition, because it's really difficult to stand out if it's high competition. So that is one of the main things we have to do, is validate that product idea. And this is what I do with a lot of my students with their first products, is helping them validate that first product idea. Let me go back. And there's loads of different tools as well. There isn't just, I've just realized a couple of my slides are missing, which is really annoying. Yeah, that's really, really annoying. So there's 2 slides missing, so I'll have to talk your way through it. The main challenge that people have is the validation of a product idea. And we need to use something like Jungle Scout, Helium 10, Zongaroo. There's all of these different tools that will give us an insight in the competition. So for instance, if you were thinking, I want to do a yoga mat, I know that market, and I know it's really saturated, as you could imagine. And we know that in Walmart, if you're in the US, or Tesco's in the UK, we can get a yoga mat for 10 quid. I worked with someone who was selling yoga mats for 75 quid. And what they were doing was they were using different materials, so eco-friendly materials. They had their unique Pantone colours. They bundled it with a hemp bag, and they made and the material was, they really made sure for the manufacturer that it was like nearly 100% eco-friendly. And that was their differentiation, that it was a premium eco-friendly bundle. So you could think, well, actually, I could do them for kids. If we looked at that market and it wasn't too competitive. So we want to try and find a niche within a niche and think, how can we stand out in the market? Does that make sense? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. So yeah, all of these tools you have to pay for. I can share it in the Facebook group afterwards. Jungle Scout. Jungle Scout was the first one. When I started selling, they didn't have any of these tools, and we had to do it manually by creating spreadsheets. It was like a bit like the A to Z map and now the sat nav, So I've done it the hard way, and so these tools just really save time. if you were, John Lewis, you'd do your research, wouldn't you, in the marketplace? And you've got to basically know your market before you go in it. So we've got to validate our product ideas. The other slide that's happened to be has disappeared was, how does Amazon work? And I had a really good little graphic. So this was my big light bulb moment, because when I first came online, I'd been made redundant from the corporate world, and I was learning about digital marketing. I actually became a bit of a Facebook expert to begin with, and I was doing Facebook ads, which now I actually outsource, for offline business owners. And I'd learned a lot about funnels and email marketing and all that kind of stuff. And I was never interested in selling physical products, because I thought, I knew people who sold at eBay. You might know people who, sell on Vinted, or you might sell on Vinted yourself. And you just think, God, what a ball now. You've got to go to the post office. Okay, you get your label now, don't you, with Vinted, but you've got to package it up. It wasn't that I was lazy, but I just thought, if I want to go into something, I want to scale big. I don't want to be faffing around with a load of hassly products and pick and packing at home. So some of you may know this, some of you might not, but I know there's a lot of beginners in here. The beautiful graphic that's disappeared, I'll have to explain it, so I hope it's clear, is that what I do is I get my products and I put the right barcodes on them. I send them into Amazon. Amazon will store and keep those products, and they will pick and pack and ship them to my customer, and they'll deal with any returns and any hassle. So I don't need to worry about putting a label on with the customer's address and shipping it out. All I focus on is picking the right products, how I'm going to differentiate in the market, how I'm going to do all my imagery, because that really matters to stand out, and how I'm just going to market that product. So it means that I can send goods from China, and don't shoot me, because I know a lot of people hate China, but there are some really good manufacturers, and a lot of our products are made from China and India I source from, and I send them directly to the Amazon warehouse. And that I can send it to the US, the UK, and it just means that I don't have any stock at home. Now, at this time of year, I think I have got a bit of a Del Boy in me, because I do like getting my hands dirty. So this time of year, I like to get products from the UK, and as well as getting products, from China, but I spot opportunities, and I know I'm like stuck for time. So I don't mind having, ordering, you say, 50 units, 100 units of something, and then putting the barcode on and sending it into Amazon. But I don't want to be fulfilling it myself. So does that make sense? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put a graphic in the follow-up email of that, so you understand how it works. Some of you may already know. So I'll answer any question at the end. So yeah, you have to open up a seller account and pay a monthly fee. Yeah. That's Saida. Hi, Saida. So it doesn't make sense. Okay, so basically, I don't have to, when I get an order, send it out from home. I will send in like 100 units to Amazon of the product that I'm selling, and Amazon will pick and pack and ship to my customer. So they do all of the fulfillment for me. So it's like I'm partnering with Amazon. They obviously charge me a fee for that. They'll charge me a postage and a pick and pack fee. But it works out cheaper than if I was to do it through DHL, depending on the item. If it's a really, really heavy item, I tend to sell lightweight, small products. So I can answer any questions to get clarity at the end. So how to pick the right products. I'm going to talk about how Amazon works, and also my 2025 strategy for success, and also the Amazon challenge. So let's get into a bit more detail. So why should you listen to me? Like I said, I got made redundant at the back end of 2011 and came into the online world in 2012. Spent my first year learning about my online marketing, and then launched my first product in 2013. I am an author. I speak on Amazon and e-commerce, because I also sell on Etsy. I'm the founder of the Amazon 101 Academy, which is a 12-month program where you can work with me. And I've also got a podcast, actually. It's got nothing to do with Amazon. It's about sharing stories. This isn't for you to feel sorry for me at all. It's just that I get sick of people saying to me, it's okay for you because you're successful and you've done this and you've done that, but I wasn't. And I went through a horrendous time. And I know we all have challenges. But like I say, I'm not wanting you to get the violin out. But it's just really just to say that if we really want something, we can get it. It might take us a little bit longer. And I feel like sometimes it has taken me a little bit longer. But I'm a full-time mum. I was reading something the other day where it said, why is it women all say they're a full-time mum, whereas men don't tend to? But anyway, I'm a proud single parent. Corporate background. I actually worked for Pfizer for many years, pharmaceutical company, which turned me sort of the other way, really, even though I'm really grateful for working in the corporate world. But I'm very holistic these days with, minimal medication with things. And these are some of the things like third-party endorsements that I got along the way. Forbes was one of my proudest moments in the pandemic, together with this as well, because DHgate is like the eBay of China. And they awarded me first place, and they actually gave me $5,000 as well. It wasn't just, not to say that an award isn't great anyway, but they actually gave me some cash to spend as well. So that was really, really good. And like I say, my first product was a range of supplements in 2013. I've built multiple successful brands. I started, as I say, with the supplement range. In fact, Cully, you're on here. And I don't think you know this. Cully, I used to work with in the pharmaceutical industry, and I'd seen that you'd registered. My actual first range of supplements was a prenatal vitamin, and the idea came from you. And then I did a health and basically a weight loss vitamin, a probiotic. It was a whole range of supplements in the US marketplace, so they weren't imported from China. And then I went on to beauty products. I did the lip plumpers. I did digital magnetic eyelashes. I did beard grooming sets. I've done bamboo products. I'm trying to think. I've done loads of different Christmas products. I was all scared to do Christmas products because you don't want to be left with a load in January, do you? But I've done loads of different categories along the way. So 10 years or over 10 years now as an online entrepreneur, and I've taught a lot of students, and I speak, and I've got now 49 books on the Amazon marketplace, which I'm really proud of, because books is a really big thing for me as well. So these are just screenshots of people I've worked with. Just for those of you that don't know me, some Google reviews. And back to the big number. So any guesses? I know some of you know, because some of you are my students on here, and some of you may have heard me talk about it. But if you've not heard me talk about it, have a guess. Just guess anything. Have a guess what it was. The one product. Let me know. Everyone's being shy. I'll just tell you what it is. Becky's saying, I know. It was the hoverboard, the Segway. Do you remember these? My boys thought I was the perfect mum when I was selling these, because they both managed to get one each and like bashed them around, and I had spare parts, and I became, like I was saying, don't sell anything you're not passionate about. I had to become an expert on this. And it was really challenging, and it was actually one of the most challenging products I've ever sold, because trading standards sees some as well, and they're electrical. So I don't advise as a beginner to go for electrical items with lithium batteries, because as we know, lithium batteries can have problems. But this was an example of a Christmas product that was on trend. So if you can jump on a trending product, there's really, really big money to be made. And it was a really fun product as well. And actually, it taught me a lot about customer ignorance, because a lot of people were buying these for their kids, but they had no clue how to use them. And that twisty bit here in the middle, when you banged into the pavement and things like that, you had to recalibrate them, a bit like your iPhone, where you reset your phone. And if it kind of goes all weird, and you had to recalibrate them. So people were like, it's not working. And it was like, I had to give all these instructions and videos about how to recalibrate them, because they're little weighing scales. So it just made me laugh, because I think parents just buy whatever they want, whatever the trending product is for the kids. and they don't even really look into how they actually work. And I think that's this Uber Eats society where we become a bit lazy, but it's kind of like the product that I love that has kind of got me there. And yeah, I have like fond thoughts of the hoverboard. It also, then I went on to do electric scooters, all different types of ones that I had from Germany. I've just realised my slides are repeated here. So this is where the missing one was. So let me go through. So now I'm going to have the graphic that I wanted to show you. So this is how it works. You send your products to Amazon, Amazon store them for you, your customers purchase them, and then Amazon ship them directly to the customer. So once you've picked the product and you've done your selection where you're like, right, these are the 10 products that I'm going to brainstorm. These are the products that I shop, that I buy a lot of. And then you start thinking, well, okay, so this yoga mat, everybody's doing them in green. Maybe I could do a blue one, and maybe I could bundle something with it. That's going to be my differentiation. Or maybe I could do a really premium gold one. Whatever it is, we want to stand out. How can we get long-term success? And this is my overall strategy for you for next year, because we want to be thinking about solving problems, just like we do with other businesses. If you run a service-based business or you've never run a business, we want to be thinking, who is our target customer and how can we solve a problem? So think about an item that you've bought where you thought it would have been better if it came with this, or it would have been better if that part hadn't broken. Because I did a baby changing bag, and a lot of the reviews were saying that the strap was really weak, and I recreated it so the strap was like reinforced and was a lot thicker. So we can improve product features of items, we can bundle things together, and that's how we stand out on an everyday item. So you want to think about solving a problem, how you can stand out against competition. I also, and this is my strategy, I think Amazon is a bit like Waitrose. So if you are in the US, you might not know what Waitrose is. It's more of a premium supermarket. eBay is like your bargain basement. Etsy is like your organic, vegan, spiritual, handmade. Amazon is good quality products that we get fast, isn't it? So I think that having premium value, luxury materials, really good packaging fits in with the Amazon customer experience. And that's the strategy that I go for. I don't tend to sell on price. I don't sell huge amounts of volume. That's what some people do. Being the cheapest. I focus on how I can stand out on the competition. And it might just be my box, my packaging that stands out, because more and more people are buying products on Amazon that are for gifts. And we know the Apple experience, don't we, where we get our new iPhone and we all keep our iPhone boxes because it's that customer packaging experience, isn't it? So that's the angle that I kind of go for. So I look for solving problems and then standing out with luxury and premium materials and value. And I also look at the numbers. So I'd look obviously on Jungle Scout to validate. And then I'm thinking, I have this formula, which is 30, 30, 40. So if looking for a product and I know it's selling for $30 or £30, I know that I've got to get it for 10. I've got to get that item into Amazon's warehouse for $10 or £10, because it's a third roughly, but I'm kind of focusing on 40% profit. So 30% is my landed cost, 30% is my Amazon fees, because Amazon will charge me 15% for selling on the platform, and then with their pick and pack and postage, it's around about 25, 30, and then 40% profit. So that's my formula. So when I see a product selling for 30 quid or 20 quid, I work backwards into a third. And if I can't get it for 30%, I'm not going to do that product. So if we focus on that, this is the goal of my Amazon 101 students that I work with over 12 months. If you're selling 15, if you're selling a product for £20, sorry, and 15, you get 15 sales a day over the year, and this is turnover, it's not profit, you're going to be looking at about 45 grand profit, and that's your first milestone. And then if you were looking at product, because I tend to focus on products between 20 and 30 pounds, 20 and 50 pounds, because they tend to be, if you're buying something for 100 quid, you're going to do a bit more of your research. Whereas I'm sure you'll agree that you've bought products that are 20 to 30 quid and you may not have been 100% happy with it, but you've not returned it. They're more impulse buys, and you're less likely to do a lot of research on those products, or they tend to be in that gift range. So if you're selling something at £50, 15 sales a day is obviously going to give you a much bigger turnover, much bigger profit. But we focus on this to begin with. If you're selling something in the US market, you can do this with one product, 15 sales a day, because the US market is similar size to UK and Europe. If you're selling in the UK, you probably need 2, maybe 3 products. At this time of year, at Christmas, it's going to be a lot bigger, but generally all year round, you probably need 2 or 3 products to make 15 sales a day, to be guaranteed 15 sales a day. So this is what we focus on, as I say, as our goal with the students I work with. But I just wanted to give you a flavour of your strategy for next year, like launching a product for Christmas, learning the process, and then next year you can really focus on growing that brand of products with looking at how can you stand out, looking at how you can improve that product. Why should someone buy your version of it? Because you don't want to be a Me Too product and the same as everybody else, because you're just not going to get the sale. And then thinking about premium value and the packaging and all that kind of stuff. You only really need 3 or 4 products to have a 6-figure business. You don't need like hundreds and hundreds of products. I prefer to focus on good quality items and just have a handful of products rather than making 50p a sale and all this messing around, so that's the formula that I focus on. You might hear other people focus on other things. An example was one of my students who bought this item for $2. So it was a really nice makeup brush set. Had the white with the rose gold, nice little logo. And it was, really premium packaging. It came with a nice little leather pouch and then a really lovely box for a gift. So it wasn't your bog standard makeup brush set that's, black and a little bit plasticky. It was a premium set that really stood out. And she was selling that in the US market for $35. So it was way over that 30, 40. So if you get it right, you really stand out and you're going to get that sale above anyone else. So I'm just going to do a bit of a check with questions. Danielle saying, this is the kind of details we need to absorb. Keep them coming, folks, because I've not been actually looking what you've been asking on Facebook. Let me just check on Zoom. Here we go. How many Amazon accounts can you have? So you have a book account is separate to your Amazon selling account. You can only have one Amazon account. Amazon are quite particular about it because they don't want you competing. You could be selling makeup brushes in one account and selling makeup brushes in another one. Claire saying, do you store your stuff and package it yourself? No, I send it to Amazon and they do it all for me. Packaging, the supplier can do it for you, or you can, there's loads of different ways you can do it. So if you're importing, and a lot of manufacturers will have that packaging, and then you can tweak it, or you can design your own packaging. Where do you buy? All sorts of different places. So I import from China and India, which you can look on Alibaba. I also have agents, which I recommend to a lot of my students that I've worked with for a long time. But I also go to the spring fair and the autumn fair at the Birmingham NEC every year. So there's wholesalers from the UK and Europe that I deal with as well. So Amazon is the $1 trillion marketplace. It is the biggest. Over half the products that we buy online, we buy from Amazon. And I think I've convinced you how big it is, because I think we all know, don't we? The amount of Amazon parcels that are delivered is phenomenal. And this is what happened in COVID with new warehouses being built. During COVID, Amazon doubled in size. And it's not a surprise, is it? Because we're all in lockdown and more people started shopping online. There was like a huge growth. And as you can see from the Black Friday sales, it's carried on growing. Last year, I think the US grew by 7.8% during Black Friday. Amazon, yeah, all e-commerce platforms. Etsy's growing as well. eBay's growing. TikTok Shop is trying to compete with Amazon these days. So everything is getting more and more and more. When I first started selling in 2013, nobody, or it was a small percentage of people shopped on their mobile phone. People laughed about the idea of, talking about people buying on mobile phones. It's making me feel a bit old, actually, because now I think it's nearly 60% of us shop on our mobile phone. And Amazon keeps our credit cards, doesn't it? So we don't even need to keep putting our credit card in each time. It's just click and buy. And we can even buy off our Alexa. So it's just growing at a phenomenal rate. And we know that with AI and everything, it's just going to go from strength to strength. And there's more countries being opened with Amazon as well. So there's Dubai now, there's Singapore, we've had Netherlands, we've had Sweden being added to Europe. So the growth is, because I get a lot of people say, don't you think it's too saturated? There's too many products on there. It's just growing all of the time. And I'm focusing on an energy saving brand at the moment because of all the struggles with, our electricity and gas bills going up. There's always opportunities for products in the marketplace. So don't think there isn't an opportunity to sell. So who wants to launch their first product on Black Friday? I need more than 10 yeses in the chat. I hope I've inspired you and given you some flavor. I'm going to tell you about how you can get involved in my challenge, which I'm really excited about because this is the second time that I'm running it. So lots of yeses. Cool. So let me go forward. I was thinking, I'm a bit worried about my slides here. So obviously, when you're doing anything, you need to be committed. And that's why I wanted to ask you that question, because I love this quote. If you're interested in doing something, you'll do it when it suits you. But if you're committed, you'll do whatever it takes. And we know this for those of you that are already on that journey of starting an online business. Or even if you're not, if you are maybe going on a health kick, recently I've lost 2.5 stone. And that took some commitment, especially when I'm 50 next year. It's slower, it's harder as you get older, isn't it? But if you're committed, you're going to do it. But let's think about it. There's obstacles in the way, isn't there? There's time commitment, there's funds, there's your job, or if you're working in another business, there's family and friends that go, oh, I don't know why you're selling on Amazon, that Jeff Bezos, I don't know. Or there's procrastination, information overload and overwhelm. We overanalyze sometimes we lose interest. Amazon issues, we might get an Amazon issue, and sometimes we can give up. So we've got to make sure that we don't give up. And this, no matter what we're doing, it's not just starting an Amazon business or launching our first product. These are the things that us humans have to deal with, aren't they? And I know from people, working with me previously and working and coaching people for many years now. I started doing coaching, started my first Amazon products in 2013, started doing little offline workshops in 2018. But I really got serious. iPad's joined on my screen now. So I did get serious doing coaching probably just before the pandemic, 2019. So this is what we need. We need the steps and the blueprint, and we also need to pick the right products, as we've talked about. And you also need some support and strategy and accountability for all of those distractions to keep us on track. So this is my Amazon 101 Academy, and don't worry, this isn't the Amazon challenge, but this is the investment that it costs to work with me over 12 months. So it's just under £3,000. But I wanted to introduce you to the Amazon challenge because I appreciate not everybody may want to or can afford to invest in that straight away. And as I say, I did the Amazon challenge last year and it was absolutely awesome. And I've kind of got a new and improved one this year because, like everything, you reflect and you tweak and you think, right, how can I make it even better this year? So last year it was good fun. 84% of the most ladies I tended to work with got their product live for Black Friday and got their first sale. And over 60% got them before the Black Friday. So we got some really, really good results. And I've got to admit, when I put it together, I wasn't sure if we'd do it in that time because we're doing it in a short space of time. So really, really good results. I'm going to share a bit more of the results with you. What we do is basically everything that we do over in the Amazon 101 Academy, but we're squishing it in a shorter period of time. So you'll learn the entire process of selling on Amazon. You're going to learn how I do the validation because I've given you a flavour tonight. And obviously I can't fully teach everything in a masterclass, but I'm going to help you validate your products. All of the foundations, because one of the things I think a lot of people get scared with, because let's face it, you can go on YouTube and watch videos, is getting things wrong and like following videos. So we need handholding. We need kind of someone to go, am I doing this right? Can I screen share? Can I get the next step in place? So you're going to learn the process of how to launch that first product for Black Friday. I'll help you get your Amazon account set up because a lot of people fear Amazon sometimes because it is a bit of an AI machine. I'll also help you source from the UK because we haven't got the time unless you order on Temu. We could order some on Temu that might get here quickly, but generally we're going to be learning from sourcing from the UK because we know that it's already here in the country. And then I'm going to teach how to ship and label and do all the barcodes correctly and how to launch your first product. And then, of course, all of your SEO and keywords and making sure that your listings stand out on the shit hot and all your images and all the marketing that goes with it as well. So in summary, that, and it's everything that I teach my Amazon 101 students. So you're going to get it all within the Amazon challenge. So it's kind of like a massive reduction in cost. I've also decided to throw in these bonuses, which of course I think are huge, but they are. The Amazon Starter Kit is a program that I did this year, called the Product Research Mastery, which I renamed the Amazon Starter Kit. And it's all about how to pick the right products to sell and validate products. And people paid that. I paid £197 to come into that. So you'll get the replays, that you can do in your own time. You'll also get my print on demand bootcamp, which is if you ever want to do t-shirts or mugs and you don't want to invest and buy product. So you can also, you also get the replays of that program, again, worth £197. And my team persuaded me to do this because I don't do any one-to-one calls now. I do for consultancy for big companies, but I don't, it's my team that will do one-to-one calls. So I'm a bit concerned that I agreed to do this, but you'll all get a 15-minute one-to-one strategy call because the feedback from my team is that people really do want one-to-one calls with me. So you'll get, I can't give you an hour, but just because of my time schedule on the run up to Black Friday. But 15 minutes and we'll go through your product ideas and validate them. So you can do some prep beforehand for that. So over 400 quid of the savings with that. Those are the bonuses, which I think is pretty good. And there's an extra bonus for the people that sign up in the next half an hour, because I think I can only kind of have a maximum of 10 people on this. After the challenge, because Black Friday is the 29th of November, I'm going to do a mastermind day in Birmingham on the 4th of December, which is a Wednesday. And the value of that is another 197 quid. And it'll be good to meet you after your product's live, and then, you know, really mastermind of what your strategy is going to be for next year. But I can only do that for a maximum of 10 people. So it's just going to be the first 10 people that sign up. And I reckon that's probably going to be the next half an hour. This is based on the feedback that I've had. More people want to spend time with me getting kind of my experience and my knowledge on validating products. So I decided to throw it all in, which I didn't last year when I did the challenge. And in fact, I think I only had one bonus. We also like to have a bit of fun. This is me having a bit of a laugh. This is me with Zoe's hat on, well, hair towel that she sells on Amazon. We want to have some fun, and I'm all about having a good old laugh. So if you want some good fun, and you also want to get hold of all of this great strategy and, you know, all of the training that my Amazon 101 students get that have invested 3,000 and all the extra bonuses, you can get it today for £297. I'm going to share the link in the chat in a second. I've also this afternoon, it was right faff me doing it, I've done a Klarna link as well, so you could actually pay in 3. But it's £297. So huge value. For
lovely. And Lisa, I've just finished Anna's
18-day challenge.
What an amazing 18 days I've just had with the group of ladies and Anna.
And I have to say it was one of the best things I ever did.
That was called the Black Friday Challenge. I'm a complete beginner when it comes to selling on Amazon or any type of e-commerce.
To get a product on Amazon within that time frame.
Maybe about a week later, I have nearly sold out of the 50 plus items that I sent in.
And it's been really good and well worth doing. I've learned such a lot.
It was absolutely fantastic. We had a Zoom call live every day where she talked us through each step of the process.
18 different steps in order to get your product up on Amazon.
It was perfect pace.
It's well worth doing the course.
So highly recommended, and it was lovely, very down to earth, very approachable.
Thank you, Anna, so much, and you've been such a great help.
So knowledgeable and so patient.
Really supportive. I'm very generous. Couldn't have done it without you.
Just do it. You won't regret it.
So yeah, that is the challenge. We kick off on the 11th of November. We'll have your call to do all the product validation beforehand. Black Friday is the 29th this year. It's a really good vibe and fast paced, but really kind of buzzing time of the year. So can't wait to kind of get stuck in and work with those of you that want to learn the process, get your first product on Amazon, have some hand holding and get those first sales for Christmas. And that is it. I'm just going to get the link now and answer anybody's questions. Let me grab it. And thanks to the iPad for drawing all over my screen. That was really fun of you. Let me get the link. Here we go. So let me put this in here. And then I'm here to answer any questions. That's the link. Let me check. Let me go back. If I've missed anything, just pop it into the chat. Hold on. Oh, and also what I was going to say, some of you had got the print on demand, you know, like some of you that were part of the product research mastery or the print on demand who want to join the challenge, who are like, oh, I've already bought the print on demand. If there's another bonus, I was going to offer this for those of you that may want the digital Etsy program that I did. I am going to be spending the next week on one-to-one course. I am a little bit concerned. I've opened my diary up for the weekend. So do you need a big investment to start? Great question, Vivi. So my nephew, who was at uni, started, and he started with £450 initially. But the challenge that we did last year, Eleanor, who sold out on the 50 units, her item, I'm trying to think, what there were £4 each. So what's that times 50? I should know that. It's £200, isn't it? So with the challenge, as long as you've got a few £100s to spend, because you want to be thinking, I want to learn the process. You don't want to be putting pressure on yourself and investing thousands at the beginning. It's better to have multiple products and have small quantities of each. So whatever your budget is, I mean, I would say not less than a couple of £100. You've got to be prepared to spend that initially. And then when you start, then you can reinvest that into, you know, importing a brand or a product from China. The whole idea of the challenge is to learn the process of Amazon and just then keep rinsing and repeating the process. And in fact, a lot of the ladies that did the challenge last year have now joined my Amazon 101, which was fab. Oh, iPad's apologising for the colouring. I thought it was someone trying to destroy my masterclass, so don't worry. What about returns ratios? So Amazon don't want you to have more than 5% returns. And I think there's been one product over the years that I got, you know, like a higher amount, and then I had to correct that. And that was obviously a product going straight from China. So within the challenge, that's not gonna happen because you're gonna be getting it from the UK. Returns are part and parcel of selling physical products, unfortunately. But Amazon managed it so nicely. And a lot of the time they'll restock it or they'll send it back to you and you just send it back in. It might be someone just opened the packaging, you know. So this is why I focus on quality items. It's so important to focus on quality items. So if anybody, I know iPad's asking for my email, so let me put this in here. This is my email, or you can reply to one of my emails that I've sent you already for the masterclass if you can't find it. So Carolyn's saying, I'm in Entrepreneur City. Is this more than I can access on there? So you will get my curriculum in Entrepreneur City. And actually, the ladies that entered the challenge last year a lot of them were from Entrepreneur City. So the difference is that you're getting the hand-holding, because how the Amazon challenge works, which actually I probably skimmed over a little bit, so it's a good question, is that every day there'll be a task to do. So like day one will be open your Amazon account. And either it will be a video or I'll be going live. I'll be going live every day to support you. But on some days, there might be a video where it's like, watch this video, and then I'll see you on the live later on to answer your questions. So there's every day I'm going to be coaching you. Last year, I even went live on the weekends. This year, I'm not going to go live on the weekends because I think it's a bit overkill. The weekend, you can get on with doing your stuff and I'll pop in and answer questions. But I'll be there hand-holding you every day. Like some of the lives last time went on for over 2 hours because I really want to make sure you are clear what you're doing. And so you can screen share if you're doing your shipping label and what you do, you know, really understanding it. This is where people kind of fall down a little bit with Amazon. If they don't, you know, they can't reach out and get their questions answered. It's hard getting those questions answered in a Facebook group. So you're basically getting a lot more coaching, is the answer to that. So yes, there is enough profit margins because it's all about bundling and looking at your differentiation. So that's what we'll look at. You're not just going to sell a Me Too product. And also at Christmas time, like one of my students at the moment, I won't say what product it is, was selling at £18.99, and it's selling that well that she's had to increase the price to slow it down. She's now selling at 25 and still selling plenty a day. So with the demand on at Christmas, that's why we're going to pick the right products. Let me put the link in again. And also for those of you that are still here, let me give you my 5 best products. How do I share a document in here? Hold on. It's saying Google Drive, Microsoft OneDrive, Dropbox. Does anybody know how I can share a document in here? I thought it was quite straightforward. Does anybody know? If anybody knows how to do it. It's just a PDF doc, Becky. Maybe I should do it to, I'm probably going to have to put it in the Facebook group. Are you all in the Facebook group? They're on here on Zoom. Can I drag and drop it? Let me see if I can do that. Oh, it's saying transfer of PDF files is restricted by my admin account. So I'll have to put it in the Facebook group, unfortunately. So if you're not in the Facebook group, make sure you're in the Facebook group. It's on one of my emails. Yes, I could actually open the document and show you, couldn't I? Let me do that. And then you can jot it down. So Christmas wreaths is on there as number 1. Pet Christmas accessories. So that could be any kind of little funny outfit. I've got a Chihuahua, so I'm into all these kind of things, and I've always validating these kind of products. I know I'm sad. But like Christmas stockings for dogs and pets and things like that. Any gift sets like beauty, home and kitchen, health and well-being, and jewelry. Indoor decorations. So you want to be different. All of these you want to stand out, remember, and have your differentiation. And Christmas lights, but with no batteries. You don't sell them with the battery, because you don't want to be selling electrical items as your first product. I'll also put this in the Facebook group, but you might want to quickly jot those down. So let me know if you are. I'm still open for questions. Where is the chat? So Rachel said, I've already set up my Amazon account, purchased labels. My issue is help with finding the right product. Can I fast track some of the training and get to where I need to be so I can focus on getting a product and shipped to Amazon? Send me an email, Rachel. Send me an email. Because remember, you'll get a one-to-one call. And yeah, there might be some stuff that I can do. So just send me, it's probably easier if you just send me an email, if that makes sense. So no, you don't have to do these products for the challenge. I will be giving you more guidance and help with it, and I'll be helping you with your strategy of how you're going to validate and stand out. And we'll be looking at Jungle Scout. Obviously, I'll also be helping you with all of your listings and everything that I've shared, everything basically, to make sure that you do it all correct. Yes, there's a recording. The recording will go out hopefully tonight. One of my team members is waiting for the replay. So we're planning to send it out shortly. So yeah, that's why I'm going to do the one-to-one call, Tiffany, as well, so that I can help you validate and have a discussion about products. So that's going to be the prep to do, and there'll be some stuff that I'll put in the Facebook group, because we'll have a private Facebook group where we could be chatting before we kick off. But we could do these as well as a non-Christmas product. Yeah, you could do. So you're going to be hearing, if you're in my Facebook group, you're going to be hearing all about the challenge. I'm sorry, I'm not going to apologize. It's all I'm going to be talking about over the next week. And because it's half term, some people are on half term this week, some people are on half term next week. So I'll be doing a lot more Q&As as well to help answer any questions. What kind of price products would we need to start? So I would say like 20 or 30, anything between 20 and 50 we would be selling for. That would be our retail cost. Eleanor last year she made £1,000 during that kickoff from Black Friday weekend. I think it was over about 5 days. So, and she bought 50 units of a product that was £3 or £4 from memory. So she spent a couple of hundred and got back 1,000. It all depends, depending on your budget, you know. Some of you might already have products. I know people in this group who had reached out to me before the masterclass who were already selling on different places. So you might already have the product. You're going to learn the whole process of Amazon. I'll put my email address in here. For anyone who wants to reach out and has got any particular questions, I'm just going to put the link in here again. Let me know if you've got any final questions. I can see that 7 of you have already signed up. So there's only going to be 3 more places for the Mastermind Day in December. How much time we should commit to this over the 18 days? So it's hard to answer that. I mean, you're going to be turning up for the live, which that's going to be on the evening. I always do that on the evening because some of you might have, you know, commitments in the day. And then there's going to be a task to do each day. So what we haven't got, you're not going to have time for the paralysis by analysis, are you? Or the analysis by paralysis, whichever way around it is. You're not going to have time. And that's where people faff around. So you're just going to have to be like, right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm learning the process. I'm going to get this product on. I'm going to, you know, it's hard to answer the question. I hate that question on time commitment, because you know, when you're passionate at the beginning, you might put a bit of extra time in, mightn't you? But you're not going to need like hours and hours and hours in a day. You know, I know that most people will be either running a business or working in a job. So the idea is I'm breaking it down into bite-sized chunks for you. So if you do order from the UK, or it's a good question you've got there Tuija, sorry. You will be doing the labels yourself from home. So on this challenge, you will be, because you've got to do the quality inspection before you send it in to Amazon. And this is how you're going to learn. It's how I did on my first product. No problem, iPad guy. I'll wait for your email. I'm just pleased that you weren't attacking my slides. No worries, Morag. Hope you've all really enjoyed it. I'll be doing some Q&As over the next few days, but if you want to reach out to me for any questions on the challenge or anything that I've covered, I've loved tonight. I love Amazon, as you can tell, and I love helping people learn the process and launch their first product. Because, you know, all of these platforms in this digital age, we're becoming more AI these days, aren't we? And I love helping people navigate through all of that. And get it to work for us. And I tend to attract those people that don't want to maybe do a kind of coaching business. Some people are a coach already and they want a multiple income stream. But if you're worried about your boss seeing what you're doing, or maybe English isn't your first language, or you're not confident to be on camera and do a coaching business, you can kind of hide behind your products in some respects. So it tends to be the less confident of us that tend to do Amazon, and I know that the kind of help that you need. I've worked with a lot of people over the years. So, oh, Vicky as well from Blackpool. That was so weird. She posted in the group, I was born and bred in Blackpool. I left Blackpool in just when I went to uni, actually. So I went to Leeds Uni. My parents still live up north in Lytham St Anne's. But yeah, I was born in Blackpool Victoria Hospital, so big welcome, Vicky. Oh, Jen is Blackpool as well, and Carolyn's in Lytham. Check you lot out. It's funny, I always seem to attract the Northerners. I'll put the link in again, and I will see you all soon. Thanks for all your engagement, because it really does help me stay sane with you all in, getting engaged, and I'm not just talking to the ether. So thanks ever so much, and I will see you all soon. And can't wait to work for those of you that have already signed up. All right, thanks, Carolyn. Speak to you soon. Bye.